When you're filing a VA claim, the concept of pyramiding can be one of the biggest pitfalls. And if you don't understand it, you can lose out on benefits you've rightfully earned. Now think about it like sports. Imagine a football team trying to put two different players on the field, but crediting them both with the same touchdown. That's not how the game works. Only one score counts, no matter how many people touch the ball in that drive. That's what pyramiding is in VA claims. It's when the VA sees you trying to get compensated twice for the same exact disability or symptom, even if it shows up in multiple ways. And just like in sports, the referees, in this case the VA, are strict about enforcing the rules. But here's the thing. Avoiding pyramiding doesn't mean you can't get ratings for multiple conditions. It means you have to show clear, distinct symptoms for each condition and make sure your medical evidence draws the line between them. For example, let's say you've got back pain from lumbar spondylosis and also have radiculopathy shooting pain down your legs. The back pain and the leg pain are two different plays, just like a quarterback's passing yards and a running back's rushing yards. They're measured separately because they affect the game in different ways. But if you try to claim back pain twice under two different diagnostic codes, that's pyramiding. The VA will flag it, and you'll only get one rating, which can reduce the total combined percentage you're entitled to. This is where precision matters, because if you can prove your conditions are separate, you're not double dipping. You're simply getting credit for two different stats on the board. Statistics show how important this is. The VA Board of Veterans' Appeals reports that around 10% of denied claims involve improper application of rating criteria, and pyramiding is one of the most common errors. That's like a basketball player losing 10% of his points every season because he's shooting from the wrong spot on the court. It's not a lack of skill, it's a lack of strategy. And strategy is everything when it comes to VA claims. Veterans who organize their medical evidence, highlight distinct symptoms, and clearly separate conditions in their personal statements are significantly more likely to succeed. Think about migraines versus tension headaches. They're both headaches, right? But medically, they're not the same game. Migraines come with nausea, light sensitivity, and pounding pain that can take you out of work for hours or days. Tension headaches might feel like a tight band around your head, but don't usually knock you out of commission. If you try to claim them both as the same thing, the VA may cut it down to one rating. But if your doctor clearly documents the unique impact of migraines versus tension headaches, the VA can assign different ratings because they're impacting your life in separate ways. That's like comparing a wide receiver's touchdown receptions to a defensive player's interceptions. They're both vital, but they're not the same stat. Here's another real example. Let's say you have PTSD and insomnia. If your insomnia is simply a symptom of your PTSD, you can't get paid separately for it because the VA counts it under mental health. But if you've had a sleep study and your doctor proves you have sleep apnea, that's a whole different condition. Sleep apnea has its own diagnostic code, its own treatment plan, and its own impact on your daily life. That means it's like a baseball pitcher's ERA compared to a batter's home run average. They exist in the same game, but measure two completely different things. That's how you avoid pyramiding, by showing separation, clarity, and evidence. Now, why does this matter so much? Because your combined disability rating isn't just a number, it's your livelihood. It affects your monthly compensation, access to health care, vocational training, even your eligibility for programs like Chapter 35 education benefits for your dependents. Every percentage point matters. A 70% rating might pay around $1,700 a month, while a 100% rating pays over $3,600 a month, tax-free, depending on your dependents. That's the difference between barely covering rent and being able to support your family with stability. The VA isn't just handing out those percentages, they're calculating them with a formula that considers every condition you prove without overlap. I've been through this too, and I know how frustrating it can feel when you're looking at your medical records and you see that half your conditions seem to blur together. It feels like the VA wants to strip your stats down, like they're telling you all your hard work doesn't count. But the truth is, the game isn't rigged. You just have to play smarter. You have to work with your doctors, get strong nexus letters, and make sure your DBQs and medical notes clearly outline what symptom belongs where. You're not just a player out on the field, you're also the coach, making sure every play gets called the right way. And here's the final point. Don't let pyramiding scare you into underclaiming. Too many veterans think, well, if I file for all of this, the VA will just call it pyramiding and deny me. That's like a basketball player refusing to shoot threes because they're afraid of missing. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. File everything that's legitimately affecting you, but be strategic. If you have PTSD, sleep apnea, GERD, migraines, back pain, and radiculopathy, file for all of them. Just make sure you provide the playbook, the medical evidence, the nexus letters, the DBQs that show the VA how each condition is a separate stat on your scoreboard. That's how you avoid pyramiding. That's how you maximize your claim. And that's how you make sure the VA recognizes not just your service, but the full impact it's had on your life. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about percentages or codes. It's about dignity. It's about making sure you don't walk off the field of service empty-handed after giving everything you had for your team, your ship, your country. You've already fought one battle. Now it's time to fight smart for the benefits you've earned. Pyramiding is just one of the rules of the game, but if you understand it and use it to your advantage, you'll come out on top, not just surviving, but thriving in the next chapter of your life.